In this guide, how attackers bypass MFA using adversary-in-the-middle phishing kits and why traditional SIEM misses identity layer compromise. What ITDR is and how it bridges the gap between identity teams and the Security Operations Center. How an ITDR engine ingests IDP logs, correlates behavioral signals, and triggers automated response. And where the category is heading with CAEP, SSF standardization, and convergence with cloud identity entitlement management. Identity expert, powering you to be an expert in identity. Here is the scenario. It is a Tuesday morning. An employee at a financial services company receives a perfectly crafted email that looks exactly like their corporate single sign-on page. They click the link and enter their credentials. An adversary-in-the-middle phishing kit sits between the employee and the real IDP. It captures the session token after the employee completes legitimate multi-factor authentication. The attacker now has a valid session token. No credential was guessed. No MFA was bypassed through brute force. The token is real, issued by the real IDP after a real MFA challenge. The attacker uses this token to access the corporate IDP admin console. They create a new service account with elevated privileges. They register a new OAuth application with broad scopes. They begin systematically accessing internal APIs and exfiltrating customer data. For 3 weeks, the traditional SIEM sees nothing wrong. Every access uses a valid token. Every API call has proper authorization headers. The firewall sees normal HTTPS traffic. The IDP logs show successful authentications. Nobody is alerted because from a network and perimeter perspective, nothing unusual is happening. This is the identity blind spot. And this is exactly what ITDR, Identity Threat Detection and Response, is designed to catch. ITDR does not watch the front door. It watches what people do inside the building. Think of a corporate office building with 2 different security approaches. The traditional approach, which is how most organizations run security today, focuses on the front door. You have a badge reader at the entrance. Maybe a security guard checks IDs. Once someone is inside, they can walk freely through the building. The security system trusts them because they badged in successfully. If someone tailgates through the door behind a legitimate employee or clones a badge, they have the run of the building. Nobody inside is watching. Now imagine a smarter building, which is how ITDR works. Yes, the badge reader is still at the front door, but there are also sensors throughout the building. The system notices when someone who badged in at the ground floor lobby is simultaneously accessing a server room on the 5th floor of a building across town. It detects when an employee who normally works 9 to 5 suddenly starts accessing the executive floor at 2 a.m. It flags when someone creates 3 new badges for people who do not appear in the HR system. The front door security, that is your firewall, your MFA, your traditional IAM stack. ITDR is the behavioral intelligence layer inside the building. It does not replace the front door. It watches what happens after someone gets through it. 3 gaps converge to create the identity blind spot that ITDR addresses. Gap 1, MFA bypass is real. Adversary-in-the-middle phishing kits like EvilJinx and Medlishka sit between the user and the legitimate IDP, capturing session tokens after the user completes real MFA SIM swap attacks redirect SMS codes. Push fatigue attacks bombard users until they approve a fraudulent prompt. These are not theoretical attacks. They are commodity tools available for purchase. Once the attacker has a valid session token, every downstream system sees a legitimate authenticated user. Gap 2, identity systems are blind spots. Most organizations have IDP logs, Azure AD audit logs, Okta system logs, ping event streams, but these logs sit in isolation. They are not correlated with SIEM or XDR telemetry. The IDP knows that a session was created. The SIEM knows that an API was called, but nobody connects the two to see that the same session that was created from a known phishing infrastructure IP is now calling admin APIs. Gap 3, no identity-specific detection logic. Traditional SIEM rules are built around network and endpoint patterns. Port scans, malware signatures, lateral movement via RDP, they do not have detection logic for identity layer attack patterns. Impossible travel between authentication events, token replay from a different device fingerprint, privilege escalation chains across federated identity providers, or anomalous OAuth application registrations. ITDR exists to close all 3 gaps. An ITDR architecture has 4 layers. Layer 1, signal ingestion. The ITDR engine connects to every identity source in the organization. IDP audit logs from Azure AD, Okta, Ping. Directory change feeds from Active Directory and LDAP cloud entitlement logs from AWS IAM, GCP, and Azure RBAC SaaS application access logs. HR system feeds for employee lifecycle events. All of these streams flow into a unified identity data lake. Layer 2, behavioral analytics. The engine builds behavioral baselines for every identity. Normal login times, normal geographic locations, normal device fingerprints, normal privilege usage patterns, normal application access sequences. These baselines are per identity, not global averages. Layer 3, attack pattern detection. The engine runs detection rules tuned for identity-specific threats. Impossible travel, the same identity authenticating from New York and Singapore within 10 minutes. Token replay, the same session token used from 2 different device fingerprints. Privilege escalation chains, a standard user account creates a service account. The service account registers an OAuth application. The application requests admin scopes all within an hour. Anomalous OAuth application registration, a new application registered with mail.read.all and directory.read.all scopes by an identity that has never registered an application before. Layer 4, automated response. When the risk score crosses a threshold, the engine acts. Low confidence, step-up authentication force the user to re-verify with a phishing-resistant factor like a FIDO2 key. Medium confidence, session revocation, kill all active sessions for the identity and force re-authentication. High confidence, account lockout plus SOC alert, disable the identity, revoke all tokens, and page the security operations team. The entire pipeline from suspicious signal to automated response operates in near real time. The resource owner was never involved. The ITDR engine detected the behavioral anomaly and responded autonomously. Let us look at 2 signals ITDR systems process. First, a shared signals framework event, specifically a CAEP session revokes security event token. This is the kind of signal an IDP sends to downstream relying parties when ITDR triggers a session kill. The SET payload contains the event type CAEP session-revoked, the subject identifying the session, the reason code indicating the ITDR engine detected a compromised credential, and a timestamp. This is a standardized signal that any SSF-compatible relying party can consume and act on immediately. Second, an ITDR risk signal. This is the internal assessment the engine produces. The payload contains the user principal name, a composite risk score on a scale of 0 to 100, an array of indicator objects, each with a type like impossible travel or token replay, a severity and supporting evidence, and a recommended action such as revoke sessions. The indicators array is what makes ITDR fundamentally different from a binary allow-deny decision. Instead of just saying the authentication succeeded or failed, the engine provides a rich, explainable risk assessment that downstream systems can use to make proportional responses. Threat 1. Alert fatigue from false positives. ITDR engines that generate too many alerts train the SOC to ignore them. Legitimate VPN usage triggers impossible travel alerts. Business travel creates geographic anomalies. Shared service accounts trigger multi-device flags. Mitigation. Behavioral baselines must be per identity and adaptive. Machine learning scoring should suppress alerts below a confidence threshold. The system should aggregate multiple weak signals into a single composite alert rather than firing on each signal independently. Threat 2. ITDR itself as an attack target. An attacker who compromises the ITDR engine can suppress alerts for their own activity, whitelist their IP ranges, or disable automated response rules entirely. Mitigation, immutable log shipping. All identity events must be written to a write-once append-only log before the ITDR engine processes them. The engine must use separate authentication from the IDP it monitors. Admin access to the ITDR platform must require phishing-resistant MFA and must be logged to an independent audit trail. Threat 3. Response automation causing lockouts. Aggressive automated response can lock out legitimate users during unusual but authorized activity, an executive logging in from a new country during a business trip, or a developer accessing production at unusual hours during an incident. Mitigation. Confidence thresholds must map to proportional responses. Low confidence triggers step-up authentication, not lockout. High confidence actions must include a human-in-the-loop approval for critical identities like executives, break glass accounts, and service accounts. Threat 4. Blind spots from incomplete log coverage. If the ITDR engine does not ingest logs from a cloud IDP, a federated partners directory, or a critical SaaS application, attackers can operate in that blind spot without triggering any detection. Mitigation, universal IDP and directory integration must be a deployment requirement. The engine should track ingestion health and alert the SOC when a log source stops sending events. ITDR is converging with 4 forces that will reshape identity security. First, CAEP and SSF standardization. The OpenID Foundation's shared signals framework and continuous access evaluation protocol are creating a universal language for identity risk signals. When every IDP, relying party, and ITDR engine speaks the same SSF event format, cross-vendor interoperability becomes real. An ITDR engine from one vendor can consume signals from any compliant IDP and push response actions to any compliant relying party. Second, AI-driven behavioral detection. Current behavioral baselines rely on statistical rules, impossible travel thresholds, time-of-day windows, device fingerprint matching. The next generation uses machine learning models trained on organizational identity patterns to detect subtle anomalies that rule-based systems miss. Gradual privilege accumulation over weeks, slow and low data exfiltration patterns, or coordinated access across multiple compromised identities. Third, convergence with CIEM Cloud Identity Entitlement Management. CIEM monitors what permissions an identity has across cloud environments. ITDR monitors how an identity uses those permissions. The convergence creates a unified view, not just whether an identity is behaving anomalously, but whether the permissions that make the anomalous behavior possible should exist at all. Fourth, Identity Security Posture Management, ISPM. ISPM continuously assesses the security configuration of identity infrastructure itself. Misconfigured MFA policies, stale service accounts, overprivileged roles, missing conditional access rules. ITDR detects attacks in progress. ISPM prevents the conditions that make those attacks possible. All primary sources cited in this guide are on screen now. You will find the Gartner ITDR Market Guide for the category definition and vendor landscape, the OpenID Shared Signals Framework and CAEP specifications for the emerging signal standards, NIST Special Publication 863 for digital identity assurance levels and authentication guidance, and the MITRE ATT and CK framework for identity-specific attack techniques and detection strategies. Direct links are in the video description. If this breakdown clarified how identity threat detection and response works and why your SOC needs an identity-specific detection layer, subscribe to Identity Expert. We cover one security architecture topic every week. Thanks for watching. If there is an identity threat detection pattern or security architecture you want us to break down next, drop it in the comments. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an Identity Expert episode.